Dear Congressman, you know the IRS Privacy Act and you notice in the 1040 instruction booklet? Well, take a look at it. It says in there that any information I put on a tax return can be given to the Department of Justice, obviously for use in a criminal tax case. Therefore, I have two questions. Number one is, do I waive my Fifth Amendment rights when I file a tax return? Number two is, if so, what statute requires me to waive my Fifth Amendment rights? I've done it with 5 congressmen so far. So far, 2 of them haven't answered in several months. And 3 of them wrote back and said, for a legal question like that, you better see your attorney. So what you do is you go to your attorney, he tells you to waive your rights, and you're all set up. Now you don't have to file anything. Because you ask your congressman and your attorney. Okay, the big problem we have in this country right now, however, and we've got a lot of them, and they're getting worse all the time. But the big problem we have right now is that juries don't understand. They don't believe that somebody could actually believe he's not required to file a tax return. Now remember, I told you that I didn't used to believe it. I mean, when I grew up, everybody filed tax returns. It's like, you know, the flag is red, white, and blue. You know you're supposed to file that tax return. But I'll tell you what, I've watched over 20 criminal trials in the last 6 years. And the IRS is constantly introducing evidence from previously filed tax returns into criminal court. If you object and say, Your Honor, I was required to file that return, you can't use that information. I can't be required to waive my rights. The judge says, no, you voluntarily filed it, and lets it into evidence. So these guys are treading on very, very thin ice. What the problem is that the juries don't understand it. They're too brainwashed. Also, they're filing returns and paying taxes. Okay? So that's why, in the Patriot movement, we have a high conviction rate. Even though we get a few wins on these criminal cases once in a while, that's why we have a high conviction rate. The juries refuse to believe this because they are so brainwashed they can't believe that somebody could believe it. That's what's going on. Also, the juries are putting their anger into the wrong place. They're dumping 40% or 50% of their money into an income tax system that isn't giving them anything. Nothing. They still have to go out and buy health insurance. They're required by law to buy car insurance. By the time they finish paying their income tax, their health insurance, their car insurance, and the interest on all their credit cards and all the other things they need to do in order to even live, they're dumping 65 or 70% of their money into that. And who are they taking it out on? The poor defendant who had the guts to stand up to the government and tell them to shove it. Tell them what the truth was. That's why we're in the situation we're in. And it will change as people start to wake up. You know, Gandhi once said, just because it doesn't seem like it'll work doesn't mean you don't have